We've all experienced uncertainty, anxiety, a lack of self-confidence, and a lack of belief. Whatever we want to achieve in life, no matter how badly we want it, there will always be moments when we face difficulties. Our drive wanes, and we want to give up. You've probably heard the phrase, giving up is not an option, but knowing how not to give up might be tricky at times. Despite the overwhelming desire to quit, now is the most critical time not to. People frequently say that the time they were about to quit was the moment they had a breakthrough. While feelings of demotivation, failure, and giving up are unpleasant, there is a reason for this. You are giving up on something that you know is achievable. We give up on ourselves because we believe life is a race against the clock. We believe that we must accomplish so much by a particular age or be considered a failure. Don't give up because of someone else's timetable. In one sense, life is brief, yet it is incredibly long when you live in the present moment. The power is in your mentality, and changing it is critical to maintaining the drive you require when things become challenging. This is why it's critical to understand why you shouldn't give up and give in. It is an immediate gratification mindset that fosters the idea that everyone needs what they desire. Individuals look at other successful people and believe they achieved success quickly, but in truth it took hard effort and a lot of failures to get where they are now. Most people see the goal and not the trip, and they fall in love with the concept that they don't have to work hard to attain it. Recognize that this is a myth. Don't be put off by this, since the journey is where the magic happens, making the final objective much sweeter. People evaluate themselves severely and think that if they appear to be failing at something they desire, they are just not capable. It could be as simple as attempting a different method to address the problem. Unfortunately, people are sometimes so focused on the ultimate objective that they assume only one or two methods to get there. There might be 100 more possibilities that their mind isn't considering. Open up and broaden your horizons. Is there another method you could use that feels more comfortable to you? Regret may be a powerful emotion. What if I'd kept going? I could have done it by now. What would my life be like if I hadn't given up? While regret is the number one thing you should avoid, consider how your life may change and where you could be in a year, 2, or 5 years before you gave up on your ambition. Don't allow your future self to be remorseful because of a single decision you make now. Do you frequently abandon projects? If you don't identify and modify your habitual mindsets and thinking patterns, they will repeat themselves throughout your life. Don't say to yourself, I'll try again in a year, since you're pretty likely to repeat the same pattern. Instead, it's critical to sit down with yourself and figure out why you tend to give up. This may make you feel uneasy, and you may be resistant to going through with the treatment. However, after you've worked through your limiting ideas, they may be quickly released, allowing you to overcome mental barriers you weren't even aware of. We've been conditioned to feel that hardship is something to be embarrassed about. It's a poor depiction of our primary character and ability to navigate the environment. I'm here to inform you that it isn't. Never consider adversity to be a failure. Remove the word failure from your lexicon. Stop worrying about what others say, and know and trust you can get through it and come out the other side. Struggle, on the other hand, develops character. It's there to aid you, to teach you something you'll need later on. Stop believing that difficulty is a bad thing, and instead consider it a blessing on your path to a tremendous achievement. Quitting on oneself occurs as a result of overthinking everything that has occurred. If you give your mind enough time, you will develop 100 reasons why you should give up. Your brain's default response is to quit. It's simpler to give up on yourself than it is to keep going. The longer you try to solve an issue by thinking about it, the more likely you will give up. Try taking pauses and scheduling time to think about an issue. There are times when there is no other solution to a situation but to try something new. Don't become preoccupied with finding a rock-solid answer for every scenario. We spend so much time in our brains, and our continual negative thoughts provide the groundwork for our desire to give up on ourselves. Life is full of ups and downs. We're doomed to suffer and have everything blow up in our faces. We are all affected by illness, grief, death, failure, and disappointment. What I've discovered is that people that succeed embrace this truth and make the decision to persevere. When things go wrong, they commit to having faith, even though there is no reason to. If you're anything like me, you've undoubtedly suffered some significant setbacks. I still get the same feelings, and I've considered quitting several times. That was until I discovered how I ended up where I am now. The only reason I'm still alive and breathing is that I am determined not to give up. Quitting is the most unbearable type of agony, but most importantly, you will never forgive yourself for giving up on yourself. I understand that life is difficult, but that doesn't mean you can't discover an empowering method or overcome your difficulties. People forget, when all they want to do is give up, that failing does not solve anything. You may feel relieved for a little while since you are no longer having to confront the problem, but your happiness will be short. Whether you're attempting to quit smoking, drinking, or any other bad habit, or whether you're attempting to attain a goal, the suffering you've been feeling will return one way or another if you choose to give up during the most challenging moment. The true struggle you're facing right now is your weakness expressing itself in physical form. When you accept that you aren't worthy or good enough, you will maintain that mindset. You will battle to retain your optimism, determination, and willpower no matter what difficulty you face, because you haven't addressed the underlying issue, yourself. Know that for every setback that comes your way, there are so many other individuals going through something similar. You may be unaware of all of the misery going on around you, yet it is all around you. So don't give up on yourself because you didn't achieve your objective or obtain what you desired. Get back up and try again, this time with a fresh perspective gained from your previous failures. Empathink Inspirations contains videos that will help you encourage yourself and suggestions on how to achieve great success, how to live an inspirational life, morning motivation, motivational speeches, and life mantras. We are here to help you reach your unique and immediate objective. So subscribe now, and we will lead you along the proper route to changing your way of thinking, feeling, and behaving.